Very good evening, Mr. Kher, and thank you for speaking to India today. I believe this is your first interview after you got back from the Cannes Film Festival.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to begin by asking you how the response to Tanvi the Great was and how the whole experience was.
So I need to clarify that it was in the market section.
Okay.
Market section, a lot of people go there and sort of do their world premieres because it gets attention, it gets media attention, it gets people attention. It costs money, and because Tanvi the Great is a film which sort of does not have so-called the central character is not an already established person, actor, we need to create that kind of a buzz. And it was my inner desire to go to Cannes with my own film, not go there. This was my first time. The reaction was phenomenal. The point is that the audience in the festivals is very, very brutal and very, very appreciative also. But because the subject of Tanvi the Great is universal, and also because it's made with a lot of care and love, and of course with brilliance, with so many people involved, with Mr. M.M. Keeravani, Oscar winner, Mr. Rasool Pukkudi, an Oscar winner, my DOP, who is an established Japanese Kiku Nakahara DOP. So I was very apprehensive, nervous, but and over there the concept of interval is not there. So that cut was director's cut. It was 2 hours 58 minutes, no cut. But people were there and they applauded at the end of it, stayed back for the question because it was at 8:30, finished at about 11:30, and they all stayed back till 12 o'clock. So that speaks that it was good. It was nice. There was a director called Oliver Schmitz, whose 4 films have gone into selection competition section. He said that I have not seen a film like this for a long, long time. So I would like to believe so far so good, but it's the audience which at the end of it. Unfortunately, the success barometer is the box office, which is also important because it's an expensive film. It's not a small film. So, but it gave me a lot of courage and happiness.
So whatever I've seen of the film so far in terms of the interviews on social media, it handles a very sensitive subject on autism, and of the posters I've seen, the primary characters of the film are playing roles of Indian Army officers. Is there a connection that the script has to the Indian Army? Is it a tribute of sorts?
The connection is of the girl. Tanvi is actually the idea of making this film. I've not made a film in the last 23 years. The first film that I directed was Om Jai Jagdish, but the script was not mine. It was of somebody else. And though I was very happy to have gotten a film to direct, being a successful actor, busy actor, I was directing actors. But then I thought, if I have to make a film, I must make what I think something I should want to convey. And it took me almost 23 years. So 3 years back, my brother's daughter was getting married here in Delhi, in Gurgaon. And I have a niece whose name is Tanvi, who is autistic. She was 13 at that time. So everybody was dancing and singing and having what happens in marriages. But Tanvi was standing in a corner and looking at the mountains. So I went up to her and I said, Tanvi, what are you looking at? And she said, I'm looking at my world. Now that statement shook me because she could not describe what was her world and I could not understand what was her world. So that gave the idea of wanting to tell a story. So that's how the story idea came, and then we worked for 3 years on the script. And the other thing is that I grew up in Shimla, which was the headquarters of Western Command. And I'm very fascinated by army, by military, by uniform, Indian Army or forces. So I thought I must weave a story which will involve both the autism and somehow the girl has to get a task which is impossible. That's why you see the character that we have revealed are retired colonel and major and everything. So the backdrop is of army.
Why I asked you that is because we are in a time where the entire nation is so proud of our forces, especially with the way Operation Sindoor was conducted.
Yeah.
What is your message, your feeling towards the forces?
I'm part of the country. I'm proud of the fact that it happened, and because there was, you see, India has never attacked in Bharat, just anybody on their own. They've always defended, not the independent India, but before that also, if you go the history of it. And this was something very, very tragic, and it happened again in Pahalgam, unfortunately, which place I belong to, or my parents lived all their lives. I have lived all my holidays. Innocent 26 people were killed, found out who they are, what their religion, based on their religion, Hindu, and then killed. And I was very proud when the retaliation happened and we actually went for the marked places, and we did that. That also proves that how prepared we are, how amazing our army is, and how we follow the rules of so-called war. And why not? But that does not take away the tragedy of those 26 families which lost their children. Somebody lost their father, husband, sons. So proud is a very, very strong word to use in a situation like this, but it makes me feel secure that we have an army like that. It makes me feel, I feel okay, it's okay, and they will take care of me. And that's exactly what I've always thought and always said, that man standing on Siachen alone is protecting us. We take it for granted that somebody else is protecting us, but there are people. There are people on the deserts of Rajasthan, Kutch, and deep up there in Siachen. The borders are very tough places to sort of protect us. And as I said to you, that I've grown up with seeing the army people around me. I've always felt very proud of the fact that we have such an amazing army. And such an amazing leadership also. Because at the end of it, army is waiting for the orders.
I was about to come to that next.
Yeah.
That what was that period like for you when the Pahalgam terror attack happened to on the 7th of May when Operation Sindoor was launched? And it requires political will to carry out a mission like this. The fact that our Prime Minister gave a green signal to this mission. What was your thought?
So I am a victim of terrorism. My family is a victim of terrorism. For 32 years, nothing had happened to the Kashmiri Pandits, which had to leave their homes one night, 19 January 1990. And then again, something like this happens. After the abrogation of Article 370, lakhs and lakhs of people are going over there. I've stopped feeling helpless. I get angry now. I get angry because when I see the visual of a woman sitting next to her dead husband, when I see something like that, it makes me angry like any other common Indian. So you expect your government to, or your leadership to act. And when they did that, I felt vindicated. I don't know whether that's the right word, but I did feel that that's how it should have happened. And within 2 days, now the things are unfolding. Now we are knowing what happened, etc., etc. There are people who sort of have their own theories, but now we are getting to know the facts and how precise our attack was. So how wonderful our army is, how intelligence oriented our army is, and it is the leadership which takes a decision. Unfortunately, when 26/11 happened in Mumbai, the leadership did not do anything about it, and it was unfortunate. Now we know that we have people who will not take things for granted, who will not behave in a weak manner. They are strong people.
How do you feel when you see the kind of politics that is happening over Operation Sindoor, of the kind of political comments that are made by the opposition? It is one thing to put questions to the government to get details, but the nature of these statements, what do you make of that politics?
You're a smart girl. You started with talking about Tanvi the Great, and now you're getting into these nitty-gritties. I am not an authority on talking about this, but I feel that I'll rather be popular with myself than with the world and say what I think. I think it's not sad. I think it's very, I think it's sad that in your own country you have people who sort of, I've been hearing other sides that like in last time they wanted a proof. Now this time also there's a lobby of people, but I think the world, the majority of Indians know that this is a lobby which is tired almost, which is fatigued, which has no agenda, which has no power, which has no philosophy. And I always say that if you are not with your nation, how can nation be with you ever? How do you expect that anybody will vote for you? There will be maybe a 0.01% margin who will think, because if you don't, but at the same time, I must say that the delegation which has gone abroad, headed by Mr. Tharoor, and some other, Ravi Shankar Prasad ji also has gone somewhere else. I think they are, and Mr. Owaisi. So that's fantastic. So see that, why should we worry about some voices? And those people are from those parties also. So and they are officially representing the country. I think we should focus on that rather than some weak voices, cowards, who are saying things which does not suit anybody but themselves. They have, I don't know whether they have an agenda, but they are very, very pathetic, I must say.
I want to shift your focus back to Bollywood to ask that why is it that few from your fraternity speak up so strongly on Operation Sindoor, on the Pahalgam terror attack? I mean, this is something that has united the nation. Why is it that those who are in a position of power are leading the industry choose not to
I
speak
think
up?
it's not fair to sort of pass judgment on people from industry, film industry. There are so many journalists. Why don't any of the journalists name them who say things which are totally against country? Having said that, I don't think people have to come out in open to show their loyalty to the country. Why don't we focus again on the people who are saying wonderful things? Why should it be always the responsibility of actors or actresses to sort of say that things? Unless you'd say it, that means you're not a true Indian. I think they are true Indian, even if they are not saying what they want to, what you are expecting them to say. So always to make actors defensive is not very right. I'm not trying to be diplomatic over here at all. I have dealt with all the actors, and they have a great Indian patriotic sense of loyalty towards the country. To question their loyalty is not a great thing to do.
So I'll come to my next question, which is related to this. Cross-border retaliation, does it have to be restricted to military action, trade, Indus Water Treaty, or should Bollywood come together to decide to not work with Pakistani actors, Pakistani talent?
I think first of all it's an individual, together organizations have already passed statements, unions, which are the unions, and Bollywood is not the only thing. It's an Indian film industry when it comes to a situation like this. It's South Indian industry, it's other industry, so we should talk about Indian film industry. My personal opinion is that if somebody is attacking my home and somebody is misbehaving with me, I cannot have them welcome to my house. I personally believe, this is my personal opinion, that the rules that I apply to my home, I will apply to my country. So if somebody from my neighbor comes into my house and attacks my sister or my brother and slaps my mother, and he or she sings very well, I will not say, okay, कोई बात नहीं, गाते तो अच्छा है, आप हमारे घर पे आगे next time गाइए. तो देश में भी वही होता है. Or if the neighboring country, whose people, so-called people, terrorists, have attacked our people and killed innocent Indians, I think they should also condemn it. Why should, I think, there be this art is not about human life. I don't believe in that. Yes, of course, artists don't have religion or something like that. All these are very comfortable statements to make, or popular statements to make. But we forget that जिन 26 लोगों की जानें गई हैं, उन 26 लोगों के घर में जिंदगी भर के लिए अंधकार छाया होगा. उन 26 लोगों के घरों में किसी ने क्या अपना हस्बैंड, अपना बेटा, अपना पति खोया है. और मैं कहूँ कि नहीं, हमें अलाउ करना चाहिए सिंगर्स को, डांसर्स को और एक्टर्स को, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है, ये तो होना. आई डोंट थिंक दैट्स पॉसिबल. I personally don't think. People who think, that's their theory about it. I will not want to, because I will give you the same example that if somebody comes to your house, will you say, okay, it's all right, doesn't matter. No. That's why I believe that in your passport it's your name and then the nationality. So you're asking me a question where I don't believe in that. No, I'm sorry. It's not possible. And I have greatest respects for, if you want me to name, Mehndi Hasan Sahab, Ghulam Ali Sahab, that amazing Sufi singer. These are amazing artists. But when you're basically saying that why aren't we allowing them to act in our films? But they have done it.
They have done it, but also in the present context, and in fact I want to quote one of your interviews only, where you said that I keep looking for that one tweet or that one response from them.
Yeah,
and they have been my fellow actors,
there was an
but
attack
they don't speak up.
on the school and they killed 56 children in Pakistan. 56 terrorists killed 56 school children, innocent. I wrote a letter to terrorists which was published on the front page of Dawn newspaper, because the victims have no religion. And the terrorist people need to understand, or it's ridiculous for me to need to understand that. But sensitivity should be shown. People should sort of come out and say, this is wrong. I have not seen anybody. हालांकि कुछ लोगों ने जवाब दिया था, नहीं किसी ने कुछ बोला था, but he would camouflage statements रही होंगी, we are against violence. No, you have to make statement, this should have not happened. We are with the country. We are feeling bad for the victims. So ऐसा नहीं हुआ था. ऐसा नहीं, मैंने तो नहीं देखा. आपको ज़्यादा पता होगा.
Okay, sir, and now come back to your film. You're directing after 22 years, after Om Jai Jagdish, and this is a script that you say is very close to your heart. What about it brought you back to direction after 22 years?
So it's a film which is made by heart, for the heart of people. It's a film by an Indian for the world. When we started researching on autism, which was about 3.5 years back, 3 years back, there was 1 out of 100 children was discovered autistic by WHO. And when we have finished, it's 1 out of 31 children who is autistic. So it's a universal, and I personally feel that autistic people are not, they're not different, but they're superpowers. So in Tanvi the Great, the girl, the lead actress and the lead's character is portrayed as a superpower. There's a line in the film which says that opposite of normal is not abnormal, opposite of normal is extraordinary. So she's shown as, and that's what my niece is. She's an amazing singer. The goodness is represented, unfortunately, by autistic people now. They are the only people who do not understand mischievous things, who do not understand any kind of bad things. For them, only goodness exists. So I feel that Hindi cinema for a long time was also about goodness, about honesty, about kind, about being kindness. So I think this film is made with that intention. And we all have an element of kindness in us. We all have an element of goodness in us. It just taps that kindness and goodness in people. It will, hopefully. And at the same time, it has a great music by Mr. M.M. Keeravani, amazing music. It's a musical, but musical on the lines of Sound of Music, not necessarily a Hindi film musical, though I'm proud of what I have acted in so many movies like. But it taps the goodness in you. It brings a smile that this girl is so amazing. She changes the life of 4 people who are around her in that small town Lansdowne. So I hope that even if 1% of people starts looking at an autistic person, or for that matter, intellectually disabled, or people who are not so fortunate to have all the faculties working, if our point of view changes towards them, even 1%, I think we will succeed in the intention of making the film. Of course, the film has to do very well. The film should. My mother saw the film, and she always reviews my films. So she gave 90 out of 100, which I think was amazing. I was expecting 100 out of 100, her being my mother. But she said, nahi, now 90 kafi hai. So, and people, we did a premiere in London also. Fantastic response. They were laughing and they were crying. And film is releasing on 18th of July, so let's see, worldwide.
Right.
Yeah.
You've launched a newcomer as the lead character, and this is not a star kid. This is a talent from your school.
Yes.
And I heard you saying a very nice line, we don't launch newcomers, we launch talent.
Yes.
Especially when the Nepo debate is ever raging when it comes to the industry. Were you trying to prove a point? Also because a lot of people say, the audiences say, that we need talent in Hindi films. Talent.
So I am a product of somebody looking for talent. When I was 28-year-old, Mr. Mahesh Bhatt was looking for somebody who could play a 65-year-old man's role. For Shubhangi, who is playing Tanvi, this is her Saransh. And I wanted a newcomer because I wanted world to believe that this girl is autistic. Means acting as, that's why she stayed with my niece Tanvi for about 15 days and spent time. She spent about 6 months to prepare for it. So I was 100% sure from the beginning that I will take a newcomer, and I run an acting school. If I don't take an acting student from my school, then there is no point. Though there are some producers who told me, Ki, we will be financing your film if you take an established girl, which is the easiest way out. But I was 100% sure that I will take a absolutely new girl. And when you see Shubhangi's performance, you will discover that she's fantastic. I should not be saying it and overestimating her performance possibilities. But we did not tell her for 6 months that she is doing this role. I discovered her in my class. I do this exercise of rebirth of an actor. You must have done it. And then I told Herman, my CEO, I said, Herman, this is the girl I think will be very good. So we kept giving her auditions and she kept sending them back to me within 2 hours. Never questioned for 4, 5 to 6 months, why is she being asked to send these auditions? And I kept telling her, tweak it here, nahi isko thoda aisa karo, nahi thoda autism ko aise lao, aisa karo. After 6 months, we called her to my office and we said, you are doing this role. And even when on the sets, she was working with all veterans, Baman Irani, Anupam Kher, Arvind Swamy, Jackie Shroff, Pallavi Joshi. But you only look at her when she is on the screen.
And lastly, sir, do we now think that in the time to come you'll be directing more than you'll be acting?
Yes, 100%, because I loved direction. I think the next decade that I will be working more as a director. Of course, acting is my first passion and first madness. But I love directing. I think there is so much to create. There is so much to create and convey. For a long time I used to think cinema is only for entertainment. But if you want actually, and you weave that message into your story, you can really, really convey that message of goodness. And I believe in goodness. I'm an eternal optimist. I believe in optimism. So I think I would like to direct. I've already thought of another story, and which we'll talk about later. But I'm happy that I acted in it. It was very tough to direct and act both. But you will see me after 2 years maybe looking at another film.
Wish you all the very best, and
Thank
thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure talking to you,
Thank you,
Suresha ji.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.